Hey guys, tonight we're taking a little time machine back to the Middle Ages. Forget the shiny armor, the majestic dragons, and those surprisingly well-groomed Hollywood peasants. The actual truth? If you were magically dropped into the 1300s right now, without your modern immune system, you'd probably expire before Tuesday. Before we dive headfirst into the mud, literally, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Welcome back to the dark side of history. Now, I want you to take a deep breath of that clean, air-conditioned modern room you're sitting in. Cherish it. Drink it in. Because where we're going, the air smells like a mix of wet dog, despair, and cabbage. Your day begins at dawn, but you aren't waking up on a memory foam mattress. You're lying on a literal sack of rotting straw, sharing your body heat with a thriving ecosystem of fleas, lice, and probably a very confused chicken. Fun fact, people actually had a first and second sleep, separated by an hour of staring into the pitch-black void. When the church bell rings, you don't get to hit snooze. You just freeze and accept your fate. Time for your morning routine. Spoiler alert, indoor plumbing won't be popular for another 600 years. You grab your trusty, leaking wooden chamber pot from the corner, filled with last night's regrets, and toss it straight out the window. Watch your head down there. And toilet paper? Not invented. You get to wipe with a handful of damp moss, a smooth river stone, or a fistful of dirty straw. Good morning. Breakfast is the breakfast of champions, if the champion is a depressed turnip. It's a boiling sludge called pottage, served with bread so dense it could be used as a medieval weapon. It's baked with ground-up acorns, sawdust, and sometimes moldy rye, which contain a fungus that literally gave people LSD-like hallucinations called St. Anthony's fire. The river water is a biological weapon, so you wash your sludge down with thick, murky, sediment-filled ale. Yes, even the kids drank. Let's get dressed. You own exactly one outfit. A coarse, unwashed wool tunic that feels like wearing a burlap sack made of angry bees. You rarely wash it, but when you do, it's scrubbed in the river, using lye soap or sometimes stale urine to set the fabric dyes. You will wear this single, itchy, lice-infested garment every single day until it physically dissolves right off your body. Whatever you do, don't smile for the camera. Peasants didn't have sugar, but the stone grit from the flour mills ground their teeth down to the exposed nerves. Dental hygiene means rubbing your bloody gums with a splintered twig. Got an infected toothache? No Novocaine here. You go down to the local barber, the exact same guy who cuts hair and slaughters pigs, and pay him to rip the tooth out of your skull with a pair of rusted blacksmith pliers. Now comes the fun part, your 9 to 5. Except it's sunrise to sunset, and you don't get paid. Under the feudal system, you owe the local lord corvée labor, working his fields for free just to not be evicted. You are essentially a piece of farming equipment made of meat. You swing heavy, splintered wooden tools into the freezing clay until your spine develops a permanent S-curve. It is just you, alone in the mud, working until your hands are a landscape of burst, yellow blisters. No weekends off, and there is absolutely no escape from the weather. During a period known as the Little Ice Age, the freezing winter wind cuts right through your wattle and daub hut, turning your toes black with frostbite. In summer, the fields become a sweltering, humid oven. You work under the blinding sun until heat stroke violently unplugs your brain. If starvation doesn't get you, medieval medicine will. Got a fever? They'll use a dirty silver blade to bleed the sickness right out of your veins. Thanks to these brilliant treatments, the churchyard is constantly expanding with fresh, shallow graves in freezing mud. The heavy toll of the death bell is the soundtrack to your life, constantly shaking dust from the rafters. Death is an absolute obsession here. They paint the danse macabre on the walls to remind you who always wins. When your time finally comes, your only painkiller is a priest pressing a wooden cross into your trembling hands. Every night, the wooden carts roll through the dark, collecting those who couldn't survive another day. Okay, time to come back to the present. Take a look around you. The soft, flea-free bed. The miracle of clean, warm water pouring from your sink. The next time your Wi-Fi drops out or your food delivery is 5 minutes late. Remember the miserable reality of the ancestors who suffered in the mud so you could sit here watching YouTube today. Stay curious, stay grateful, and I'll see you in the next dark chapter.